Hi empaths, welcome back to Empath Entertainment and artists, intuitives, sensitives. If I ever forget to welcome all of you, that's implied. That's my intent. My intention is to resonate with all of you, right? Anyone who's on this path of transformation, this journey to self-discovery, self-realization, self-actualization. Yeah, it is a path, right? It's a spiral. That's what I've learned in my experience, is that any process, anything that's process oriented, is a spiral. We come back around, right? I learned this from Julia Cameron reading The Artist's Way. We navigate and come back around as we climb the mountain. It's a spiral. We come back around and see, we might see similar problems or situations or circumstances, but we see them from a higher vantage point as we sort of heal the layers and grow spiritually, develop emotionally, right, as we mature. So that was a big lesson for me. I definitely realized that people needed to hear that when I would work one-on-one with people, and similar themes and lessons would come up for them over and over again. And for me too. And I found that frustrating, being really committed to growth and a little impatient. And I wanted to see fast results. And I thought that results meant I no longer had to face the same situations or circumstances. And sometimes that's true. Sometimes things just, you just outgrow things altogether. But oftentimes there are themes that come back around, or, you know, certain things you're always sort of navigating, having the courage to face confrontation, or face your own self-doubts and fears. And, you know, imposter syndrome is a big one for anyone who is maybe in the spotlight or wants to teach or heal others, or, you know, be a reader. A lot of artists face that, where it's like, they're going to find me out. I remember Julianne Moore, who is such a lovely person. She came into several of my workplaces in New York City. She's just such a kind person. And I remember hearing her in an interview talk about that, how, you know, halfway through the film, she would be filming, she thought the director was definitely going to say, or she would find herself thinking, I'll just go to the director and I'll say, it's okay if you need to recast, I understand. Like, you know, we kind of all face that no matter what level we're at. And I find that really reassuring in a way, that, you know, it's what makes us human, that you're not the only one facing it. And maybe that's something that you needed to hear right now. Is there an area of life or something that you're doing that is giving you that feeling, right? That the inner doubt, inner critic. Some of us are feeling like labeling ourselves as lazy. And I want you to consider everything you're navigating right now, particularly if you're a sensitive, an empath, an artist. These, you know, some of us are really attuned to the collective. Think about what the world is facing right now, what it's going through. Have some patience for yourself right now. You know, sometimes you're going to get the guidance to rest, and it's going to come from your body, right? Or your mind's just going to say, I can't focus on that right now. Now, it's important to know yourself, because not all wisdom is for every person. But if this isn't an everyday thing, but you're currently feeling, I'm tired, I'm not motivated, I'm wasting time, right? Or I should be accomplishing or producing more currently, if you're really judging yourself there, consider what we're going through on this planet right now. And Give yourself a little slack, right? Be gentle with yourself right now. Sometimes when we're processing a lot energetically, it's overwhelming. You might have swells of emotion and you can't really explain what they're from. And, maybe you're tuning into a collective. And be gentle, meditate if you can, relax, give yourself some extra hours of sleep, whatever it takes. We're working out a lot in our dreams currently too. I don't know if you're feeling that too, if you're experiencing vivid dreams. I know I'm working out a lot. I get a lot of guidance in my sleep. And even if I have a designated time I need to wake up, if I'm working through something, I give myself that time because I know that it's important. It's important for me to navigate that, figure it out. And if I'm exhausted because I didn't give myself that time to process, nothing I really do is that great of quality because I didn't allow my brain to process all that stuff. So give yourself that time, whether it be designated time for meditation, extra hours of sleep, whatever it works for you, moving the body, right? To help move things through. Whatever supports that process for you, because it can be overstimulating, overwhelming, easy to come out of the body and want to escape out, right? So the point being, be gentle with yourself. You're navigating a lot right now. We all are. Some of us are more attuned to different frequencies than others. Our mind, the brain is like a radio receiving all these energies and frequencies. And some of us are just tuned in a different way. And we're just aware of more, and that's what being aware of energy is about. It's like this, it can be very encompassing. It can be very overwhelming and overstimulated at times. So be gentle, whatever feels like self-care for you. Sometimes getting out in nature. Here's my fake ocean. If you're just listening, I have a wall hanging of the ocean in my apartment because it's just so, imagery can really be healing. And for me, seeing the ocean, palm trees, sand, and a beautiful sky has meaning for me. It's very healing and therapeutic for me. So, I also have like shells, beautiful shells and things like that surrounding me. I just really feel soothed and calmed. That's such a tranquil energy for me, and that's supportive for my sensitive system. So even like my mouse pad is a beach, is an ocean. So just know what works for you and supports you, and be gentle with yourself right now. This too is impermanent, but while we're going through it, there will be moments where you just need more rest. And if you don't take the rest, as you're guided to, it can lead to burnout. So just take care of yourself. And maybe now is a time where your body's really giving you signals and letting you know. And, sometimes people say sensitivity is a weakness, but there are people that can go on for years not hearing their body speak to them, right? Not hearing the signals, not listening, and it sneaks up on them. But if you have a sensitive system, you get signs really quickly. If I eat something that has an allergen or an irritant, I know pretty much right away. Whereas someone else who doesn't have quite as sensitive of a system might continue to ingest, right? Or continue to put themselves in the same toxic environments or maintain a toxic relationship for a longer time. But for me, it's just so overwhelming, so irritating that I can't sustain that. Is that a weakness? I guess you could see it as a weakness, but you can also see how that could be a strength too, right? You can't expose yourself to those energies as long. You can't endure certain things. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, right? So it depends on your perspective, right? Maybe where you're at on your healing spiral journey and what you value. Sure, if you value withholding and withstanding very toxic situations, then maybe you would see that as a weakness. For me, I see it as a strength because I can tune in pretty quickly when something isn't good for me. I think that's a strength. So can you turn your weaknesses into strengths? Can you see the flip side there? Maybe from a higher vantage point, it's easier to see. Maybe that's what you're navigating right now. So I don't know who needed to hear that. I hope that landed somewhere. And I know that's probably medicine for me too. I didn't anticipate that I would be channeling information or tuning in anything. I thought I would just be talking about my experiences, but I never know what to expect. It's the radio signal. So let me know in the comments if you're watching on YouTube if that resonated, or send me a message, info@urbanampath.com. Let me know if you're facing and confronting other issues that you'd like me to address here. What are your needs? I'd love to speak on those. I'd love to cater content to what would be useful to you. And my attempt is to make it entertaining and engaging. I will make sure to work on that. And I hope that maybe it was relatable at the very least, right? So I will see you in the next one. Love ya. Bye.